Hello, my fellow Doctor Who fans. Well. This shit just got serious. An exclusive interview with Russell T Davies from SFX magazine says he will not be rewriting his good friend Chris Chibnall's Timeless Child storyline. Well, this is very interesting. This is not shocking to me. This is not a surprise to me. He wasn't going to blatantly overwrite what Chibnall did with the Timeless Child. To me, the Timeless Child has been partially an interesting arc, but ultimately turned out being the biggest, hottest take that a writer could give a franchise like Doctor Who, because he did nothing with it. If he did something with it, and he gave Doctor Who a brave new future, and he explained it all, that would have been fun. But he didn't. He just did it to trigger certain Doctor Who fans that he's always hated. This is about one political side going after the other political side. But I don't really want to talk about the Timeless Child directly. We all know what the Timeless Child is. It basically rewrites Doctor Who history, saying the Doctor was never from Gallifrey, but the Doctor is from a mysterious planet in a different universe. And basically a Gallifreyan, Tectayun, finds the Doctor, takes the Doctor back to Gallifrey, basically steals the Doctor's DNA and creates Time Lord Society. And the Doctor didn't know this until the Master put her into the Matrix. So to me, it's not total shit. It's a bit revolutionary and interesting, and I bet you're shouting at your screens right now, but because he did nothing with it and didn't explain himself, it was nonsense. It was just used to trigger certain people. That's obvious. Do I believe that Russell T Davies will not overwrite the Timeless Child? Well, Russell is famous for saying publicly he always lies to the press. I don't think he's directly lying when it comes to this. I think he's being economical with the truth. And let me explain to you why. Russell T Davies is a very smart man. He would not agree with the Timeless Child, neither would Stephen Moffat. But publicly, they have backed Chibnall because it's about mates. It's about mates rates. We have got a country club running Doctor Who, the same country club that's been running it since 2005. So they were never publicly going to say that was shit and we're rewriting it. So that was never ever going to happen. A lot of people are going to be triggered about this, doing videos about this, talking about this. But before you do, listen to Uncle Big Bad Mick. He keeps on calling Series 14 Series 1. He's not calling Series 14 Series 14. He's calling it Series 1. He says he's got ideas up to Series 4. Don't you see what's going on? He's rebooting the Doctor Who universe. Maybe not completely. Maybe going back to his own universe and dividing it from the other timeline. I don't know. But something along those lines is going on. So no, he's not going to say, basically, he's not going to continue Doctor Who from where it left off and say, oh, yeah, well, the Timeless Child is canon, because that will be the ironies amongst ironies. A storyline that divorces from Doctor Who canon and creates a new reality, so if Chibnall's allowed to break from canon, so is RTD. So no, he's not going to directly do it. What he's going to do, this is what I believe he's going to do. He's going to divorce what he's doing from what Chibnall did, somehow. And so no, he's not going to say, he's not going to delete it, but he's going to, basically, he's going to reboot the universe. Because he's very clever. I think the reason he's saying season 1 instead of series 14 is because he's going to somewhat reboot the show. I believe that. I've always believed he was going to do something. Because you have two options here. You either embrace the timeless child because you can't ignore it. And if that's his plan, it's a disaster. The Doctor now has a brand new origin story thanks to the timeless child. People don't want you to ignore it because the people that hate it will always know it's there. But he's saying he ain't deleting it. And I believe he's not deleting it. But he's going to find a way. He's going to find a way to do something to make, I don't know, to improve on it or move away from it. But he's up to something. But I do think it's interesting, at the very least, that he keeps on saying Series 1 instead of Series 14. So something very interesting is happening. Also, this whole Whoniverse thing. It launched today on the iPlayer. I watched the beginning of the first episode with the reunion between the Fifth Doctor and Tegan. The scenes between them are great. I didn't realise we were going to go back to a previous episode of Doctor Who. I mean, it's a great episode. It's the whole Adric Cybermen thing, which I love because growing up, I loved Adric. A lot of people didn't like Adric. And I forgot he had his own room in the TARDIS and all that. So that was great. But this is very, very interesting. And it's all about timing as well. We are, he's promised a few new things, original things, before the actual free specials as well. So there's a lot more surprises, as Russell is calling them. A lot of people will be surprised that he's publicly come out now and said he's not rewriting The Timeless Child. Listen, he can't do that. He was never going to do that. It wouldn't be a good look for him. Whether you hate the Timeless Child storyline or not, he can't just say that doesn't exist. Now, Chibnall said he wouldn't be surprised. Months ago, he said in an interview, he wouldn't be surprised if it was rewritten or, got rid of or something else done with it. So Chibnall knows that something's going to be done. So, yes, when RTD is saying that he's not going to delete the storyline, he's telling the somewhat truth. But I think he's also being very, very economical with the truth. I believe that Russell T Davies either ghost wrote The Power of the Doctor with Chris Chibnall or he ghost wrote it on his own. It's pretty obvious in the clips of Ncuti Gatwa's so-called 15th Doctor, or is it the first Doctor? We'll find out. If it's a reboot, I definitely think it's some sort of a reboot. But anyway, we see these, like the background is a kind of sky. It's like he's in the no place that the previous Doctors were, that Jodie Whittaker's, the 13th Doctor was at, this heavenly place when basically the Master killed her in The Power of the Doctor. That's where a lot of people believe that he is. So there's a connection. I always said there was a huge connection between The Power of the Doctor and these three specials. If he's there for a reason. And yes, he's not going to rewrite The Timeless Child, but he's going to do something else, which is very, very interesting to me. What he does, because he's got to do something. He's either got to go with the Timeless Child storyline and have the Doctor look for his planet, look for his universe, right? Or he's going to have to step away from it. Does he bring back Gallifrey? Does he stay away from Gallifrey? I mean, he created the Timeless Child because he kind of said during the classics he was kind of frustrated that they kept on going back to Gallifrey. He liked Earth stories. He liked the companions going back home. He likes the human element, Russell. He likes those characterizations. So it'll be interesting what he does. So, as I say, will fans who hate the Timeless Child continue to boycott as they did from the Timeless Child? Look, people are going to be angry. Some people that are going to respect Russell for not overwriting this story. But I wouldn't start, going left or right with this because you still don't know what the man's up to. And for me, he's absolutely up to something. As I say, he's being economical with the truth. He says it's fine. That's all. That's an interesting thing to say. The Timeless Child storyline, it's fine, man. Look, He ain't publicly going to tell you his plans, but I'm telling you, Russell T Davies is up to something. And I believe he's going to reboot Doctor Who. How he does that is going to be very, very interesting. And we have a very exciting, unique time ahead of us, because somehow he's going to swizzle his way away from the Timeless Child, no matter what he says.